I was born, and there was not so much before it. Well, yes, I went to school, but I started to play guitar when I was 13, and then I never had a regular job. I always was a musician.
I was a child. Well, I started to play violin with 5, so I don't remember the time before I played violin. Yeah.
Well, I studied music at university, and during that time I worked in a bar, but about halfway through university I started piping professionally, and it just continued after university, so I've done this most of my working life. Just when I was a student I was working in a bar part-time just to get through the course.
Not much. Like when I was in high school I started playing music, and I knew I want to do this for the rest of my life. But I did study at university. I studied music and sports. Yeah.
There's school pipes over there?
No, I studied actually classical music in Napier, Edinburgh University, but I was the very first bagpiper that they ever had on the course.
It's long ago. I worked in an office once, and it was really boring. And then I started to teach drum students. And then I found bands and played more and more shows, and one day I started to do it as a full-time job.
Since when?
Since November 2013.
Well, I was 8, so not a lot. Just picking my nose and scratching my bum basically, and just...
Well, I'm actually a classical violin player, and it is my first and only rock band.
Oh.
And I enjoy very much playing here. Well, I'm not married. I have a boyfriend, and he works a lot as well, so we somehow manage, We don't need to see each other every day. We just tell each other what did you do there and where did you travel. But I'm always enjoying the time when I'm at home because it's not too long. But I really love to travel. I love to travel.
I don't have children, no, and I have had relationships, but yeah, being on the road a lot it doesn't make it very easy. We tend to start our tour in the late February, beginning of March, and finish in November, and during that time I get home when I can, but it's here and there. So yeah, it works when it works, and
The troubles of it. The most troubles of my life would be flying and the delays at the airports. Airports and the band bus have become my home, so they're the most troubles. I think they annoy me the most is airplanes. I don't like flying actually, I've got a fear of flying.
It's not that easy. I have 3 daughters, and my wife supports me really a lot. I'm really thankful for that. And we do both the best we can. But I think she appreciates that I'm happy with what I'm doing, so it works.
Do you have a boyfriend? Some children?
I've got a girlfriend. No, I'm joking. No boyfriend. I'm not too sure. No. He's my fiance, Chris. He's back home in Scotland, so.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes he comes on the road. Recently he has, but he's got a day job, so it's quite hard for him to get time off. So.
Yes. So usually in spring and in fall we tour in North America where my family lives. So I try to be home as much as possible between shows. And in the summer when we tour in Europe, they come and stay in Austria. So I see them a lot too.
Now you're, oh God, now you're asking me. Which one's my worst one? Top of my head, I can't think. There's bound to be a couple. I'm just gonna say I played at my dad's funeral years ago, so maybe that's the most emotional one, so maybe the worst one. So yeah, I think that one. That was many years ago, but that's the one that comes to my head right now.
Oh, there are many bad memories and always bad situations. We travel a lot, so you have to deal with all the situations. I don't want to pick one because in general we used to manage to play every show, and when in America we have a second back line, but you also have the problems to bring it somewhere. You have problems with the car, broken car and that stuff. Or if we fly to Hawaii, then we have to bring our stuff and organize that. But the performance itself, it's great to play there.
My worst concert? Well, worst what, musically or like weather, for example. Sometimes I had to play. Yeah, I had to play. I can remember in China we played a quartet, and we had to play outside in the sun. Like they told us, no, you play 3 hours, and this is not possible for a classical quartet. And then we had to go into the house, and suddenly the electricity stopped, and it was like 10 seconds electricity and 10 seconds off, and it was quite crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think there is a worst, really. There was never a show where I thought, oh my God, I hope nobody saw that. Thankfully, yeah.
One of the worst concerts I had to play was a show where I had an ear infection and I couldn't hear anything on the left ear, and it hurts anyway, so that was not so much fun to play.
We've played so many concerts. The hardest concert I ever had was in Northern Holland. We played at a festival and during a heat wave. And I think in the local area it was something like 38 degrees. But on the stage, which was not very big, it was all covered in black vinyl, and with all the lights it was something like 44 degrees. And we have a very high energy show. And in the blazing sun, at the end of the set, I honestly thought I was going to faint or have heat stroke or something. I was so exhausted, I couldn't do anything other than go and stand under a cold sprinkler. I was so close to just collapsing.
Which was actually, it's also hard to pick, but there was one was very special because we played there with an orchestra, with a classical orchestra and the choir, and it was in Italy last year because we intended to film a DVD, what we did, and for this purpose we said, yeah, we should make something special. And so we started to prepare already months ago and to write all the music for the instruments. It was really like this. It was a lot of work. But in the end, it was a great evening, and now we have a great DVD. You can buy it now.
My best one? Well, this I cannot tell you. There are so many concerts that I like. The most that I like is that every concert is different. You can never know what happens, and you just should be flexible and enjoy the moment. And sometimes I think after the concert, wow, it was a great concert. What I didn't expect it, so.
Here, of course.
No, no chance there was. That will be the best.
Yes, definitely, of course. I think the most, all my concerts are amazing. I love them all. I love all the different people, but I think 2015 Wacken was pretty awesome because it's full of rockers, the people I like to hang out with, and it was just like my family. Like I'm like, oh my god, being in a crowd of people, it's like, oh, you're my family. So I think that was pretty outstanding, but it's quite hard to say because they're all good. So all festivals are good. So.
A lot of them. Actually, I remember playing here 5 years ago, and I remember afterwards thinking, wow, that was my favorite show ever. It was just so beautiful. You see the castle and the people, and it was brilliant.
Oh, we've had so many good concerts as well. I don't know, it's hard to choose. We've played in some really great festivals and in front of massive audiences, but maybe my favourite would be the first time we played in Canada. We'd just played at a festival in Canmore, and then we went back to play in this hotel. So it was really quite a small, intimate gig, but the place was absolutely packed out, and the energy was amazing. I think it was our first time in Canada, first time in North America, so that was good as well. But it was just all these people came to just see us.
Our Celtica show last year in Montelagro, where we produced our live DVD.
Okay.
And another really show I really enjoyed was last year in Italy when we made our DVD, the Montelagro, because we had an orchestra and a choir, and we pulled all the stops with fire and lights, and
I've seen the video.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so wonderful.
yeah. So that was really memorable.
For me, it's not so much fun to be in this band because they're all mean to me all the time. They're really cruel. So be mean to them, please, for me.
Oh, there are no bad things. We love each other, and there is no bad thing. No, of course not. No, never in life.
Okay. I don't know. I look at them. They watch me.
So the boss is standing right there, so I can't really dish any dirt on him right now, and he's trying to listen in.
I don't know what's bad, but I can tell you some funny things about, for example, our bass player. He likes to eat food that maybe somebody else did not eat, you know, and it's like, oh, you have a piece of pizza from yesterday? Yeah, of course, I'm going to eat it. So sometimes we find some food in the car and he just eats it. It's not bad.
No, but seriously, of course there are tensions, and when you're on the road and when you're tired and in the morning, you know, and we are different characters, but it's really a miracle. We are coming from different countries, we're coming at different ages, female, male, from classical background, from folk background, from rock background, but we are professionals and we manage to work together in a very positive way.
I think Jane is like always surprising us with some humor that catches us off guard. Well, she says something, we're like, what did you just say? Like, it can be really crazy humor, or yeah.
Harry, the bass guitarist, we've all had to share rooms together. Sometimes me, Harry and Duncan had to share a room many times together. Harry's the worst one because you know why? He's not looking. He's not there. He does weird things in his sleep, right? And he kind of snores, but then he goes, "Oh!"
Funny?
Oh, well, I say the most prevalent thing for me is probably our bass player Harold. He's a super genius, but he's also not the most observant of people. He can be quite forgetful and not aware of what's going on, and that can cause some annoying situations on stage and off stage. It's usually quite funny, but it can be a little bit annoying sometimes.
Très bien. pas du snuff.
Mon Dieu.
Probably like your French girls.
Bonjour, mes amis.
L'amour.